Welcome to Shooting the Shit. I'm Luke Bonner. Today's guest is Congresswoman and presidential hopeful Tulsi Gabbard. That Y membership is not paying off.
Hey.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Welcome to New Hampshire.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
So have you played basketball
Never
before?
in my life.
But you do some mixed martial arts.
I do other things. I do other things.
Let's head down here. Let's get some shots
All
up.
right. A little
good
short.
form.
I'm gonna take out the camera. All right,
That's
this
fine,
one's
that's fine.
in. This one's going in.
When did you first have the thought, I want to run for president someday? Is that something that you've always kind of thought about?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Well, you were
not.
weren't you like, you were one of the youngest?
I was first elected in the state legislature at 21.
I
but
was
even
not.
at that point. No? Where were you at 21? What were you up
Let's
to?
not talk about it.
Okay.
It's probably finishing high school.
Right. Yeah, even at that point though, I was running for the state house. I am really passionate about environmental issues. And so I ran for the state house to kind of bring attention to a lot of issues that weren't being focused on in the state legislature. But I never thought, well, this is gonna be the beginning of a lifelong political career. It was 2018 when, I don't know if you remember seeing in the news, Hawaii, we had a huge nuclear wake-up call when early on a Saturday morning, the civil defense sent out a message across over 1 million cell phones across the state saying, missile incoming, seek immediate shelter, this is not a drill. And it was absolutely terrifying where, missile incoming, seek immediate shelter, this is not a drill. What everyone realizes, there's no shelter. There is no shelter. There is no place that you could go to be protected. It was a huge wake-up call, and for me, just pointed to such a failure of leadership that has brought us, not just in Hawaii, but us as a nation to this point where we face an existential threat of nuclear catastrophe, increasing tensions between our country and other nuclear-armed nations, and yet there's no shelter. There's nothing that any person in this country could do. And so that event that we went through in Hawaii was what drove me to make the decision to run for president, where very directly as commander-in-chief immediately, and this is what I'll do, is call for a summit, bring in China and Russia and start to de-escalate these tensions, start to put together some of these treaties that were in place to reduce this risk of nuclear catastrophe and make it so that, there's no family in this country that has to go through what we went through in Hawaii.
Some people prefer to kind of either just kind of hop into it and catch it and shoot, or candidly, I wasn't aware that you had campaigned for Bernie.
Yeah.
So what's that been like now?
Oh, we're friends.
I'm going to say running against him, but running really
I actually,
alongside.
I went and talked to Bernie when I decided I was going to run for president before I told before I made it public, and we had a great conversation. We have been friends. We're still friends, and he completely understands why I'm doing this, why I'm running for president, why I am looking to bring the experience that I have, especially in the realm of foreign policy and national security, both of being in Congress for as long as I have, completely focused on these issues, as well as my own personal experience as a soldier, that the cost of war is something that runs deep with me, that I've witnessed firsthand through both of my deployments. And so at that time, he was still thinking about what he was going to do. And so for both of us directly, but also our campaigns, for the most part, I think everybody is just like, hey, we're all working towards bringing positive change for the country, and that's the most important thing.
Going up and then right
All
there.
right.
Inauguration day just happened.
Yes.
It's your first day in the White House.
Yeah.
I don't care about policy stuff. What's the one thing you would just be really excited to do in the White House?
Walk into the Oval Office and see what kind of note Trump left for me.
What do you think that note would say?
I have no idea. No idea.
I imagine some things will be unearthed on that day.
Perhaps.
Oh, yes.
Is that, I shouldn't be laughing, I'm sorry.
You, along with a lot of people, it's been a topic of discussion for quite a while, have been, critical of the qualification mechanism for, getting on the stage at the Democratic debate. Do you have any thoughts on kind of how to fix that, or is there like a better approach to getting kind of the right people on the stage so that it's a productive, event, but also
so voters get what they need from it, right? Because the whole point of these debates are to better inform voters so that when they're going to the ballot box that they know, okay, well, I've heard from all of these different candidates and this is the person that I want to lead and serve our country. That's the whole point. The way that we've seen this process play out really has been proven to not be working towards that objective. It's more reality, political reality TV. You have 60-second sound bites. You have the corporate media partners of the DNC deciding and determining, even for the debates that I've been participating in, this whole idea of equal time and making sure voters hear from every candidate on the stage is just, it hasn't happened. And instead, they set up their questions to try to create these memorable TV moments and headlines, and voters walk away just like, what did I just spend 2 hours of my life doing? What was that for? And I think this is why we've seen viewership drop significantly from the first debate through all of the other debates that we've seen.
Do you have any thoughts on like
how it should be? When I look back to some of the debates I've participated in, for my congressional race or other things, and the way presidential debates used to be, it was like the League of Women Voters that hosted it, or organizations about open and fair elections and transparency, nonprofit groups that they aren't making money off of it, they're not concerned about ratings, and they really are presenting that neutral platform to be able to really get answers from all of us as candidates on our record, our positions, what kind of leadership we bring, experience, all of those things. And by doing that in a way that is not for profit or driven by how many eyeballs can we get on the screens at this given moment, then I think you would allow for some real conversation to happen. And I was a vice chair of the DNC from 2013 to 2016, and one of the new rules that they put in place there that I was actively trying to stop from happening and opposing was saying that for presidential candidates, this was true in 2016 and it's true today, that if I as a presidential candidate go and participate in Luke's presidential forum on the basketball court where you bring 10 presidential candidates in here.
We play 5-on-5.
5-on-5. If we did that and the DNC did not sanction your event, then all 10 of us would be prohibited from participating in any future DNC debate. We would be punished because we dared to step outside of their approved forums. And so it's, again, we're blocking access for voters to be able to get the information, to get the community involvement that would really build those connections and I think strengthen our democracy in the process.
It would be a hell of a pickup game, though.
It would be awesome.
All right, so before we go, we got one rule here.
Yes.
You have to end on a make.
Okay.
So you can anywhere you want.
Okay.
Anywhere you want. You just have to end on a make. There it is.
Oh. All right.
You're already like a baller. I feel like she's improved since the
I
beginning of
have.
the shoot.
No doubt.
Oh, there it is.
Come on.
That's good. There it is.
Boom. Thank you. Awesome.
Thank you, Tulsi. Thanks for joining us.
So much fun.